All right, now let's cross to the other part half of the show as we discuss issues that concern the Nigerian real estate firm. The real estate and construction sector has been a critical enabler of economic growth and development globally, as it helps in the creation of employment, especially for unskilled labor. In Nigeria, with a population of over 200 million people, the high demand of housing has made real estate a profitable industry to invest in, as the real estate sector grew at 5.31% in the fourth quarter of 2023, making it the country's fifth largest contributor of GDP growth in the quarter. However, as access to affordable housing has largely remained an unfulfilled dream for the vast majority, most especially the middle and the lower classes of the society, as experts believe that only 10% of those who want to own a home in Nigeria can afford it, either through purchase or personal construction, compared to 72% in the United States, 78% in the United Kingdom, 60% in China, 54% in South Korea, and 92% in Singapore. In light of these, there seem to be an influx of real estate companies into the industry, yet 28 million people or more are still homeless, making the housing deficit gap to be widened. Joining me now live virtually as we take a critical look at these issues, challenges and growth prospects of the Nigerian housing and construction sector is the Managing Director, Apex Realty and Investment Solutions Limited, John Paul Maduka. Good morning and many thanks for joining us on the program.
Yes, good morning. How are you doing today?
I'm fine, Paul. Thanks for being a part of the conversation today.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you loud and clear. So if you can hear me, let's get talking now. Let's begin our conversation by addressing issues of growing housing deficits in the country, despite the increase of private sector players in the industry. What will you say as a professional, an expert, and a stakeholder in this industry? What will you say is responsible for this?
Now, Nigeria has an ever-growing population. Yemi Osinbajo said that every year the population of Nigeria increases by 50 million, and by 2050 the population would have grown to 400 million persons. Now, with the geometrical growth of the population, it is seen that it's not going to be easy for us to manage the population. So there would always be deficit if the government does not step in and do the needful to help curtail the housing deficit in the country.
Talking about government intervention in your sector, in what way do you think government can play a critical role to help private sector players to bridge this housing deficit gap?
Now, the real estate sector is very capital intensive, and most of the private investors don't have access to funds. Now, when you go to commercial banks, they give you which private sector individuals can use to make available. Then it would also make they will make it affordable for consumers. They are the end users. They are the ones that eventually get to pay for this house. And when a private investor gets loan from a commercial bank, which is in the double digits, you would see that the price of the housing would actually increase more than what it's supposed to be, because they want to make profit and they also want to pay back which they collected from the government. Can step in, make available policy would enable private investors have access to funds and whatever resource they need. It will help the real estate sector in a very, very huge way.
Now, talking about affordability of these houses, we still see more and more real estate company coming into the housing and construction industry. We're seeing small scale housing firm come on board. With all of these, are these guys not being able to help provide affordable housing for the poor Nigerians and even the middle class? That's if we still have them. Because latest data from the Federal Mortgage Bank says that only 10% out of our 200 million population can afford to own their own home. How can private sector players like yours help Nigerians achieve their dream of becoming homeowners?
Now, one of the ways that private sector owners help individuals own their own homes is by installment payments. They make it easy for people to spread payments within the space of 12 to 24 months. Yes, so that's one of the ways. But then again, even with the ever-growing real estate company in the sector, you can see every day real estate companies are springing up. It is very, very, how would I put it, challenging, because many of these people don't really know the technical know-how. And you see, when they come out, they eventually fold after a while. And then when this happens, they live with a lot of people's money. And that breaks the spirit of someone that has already invested in that company. So, which is why one of the reasons why I feel like the bill which they are trying to pass, the real estate bill, they should allow it pass, but then they should review the bill to consider homeowners, because that bill is actually going to checkmate a lot of real estate businesses closed with fraudulent intentions, just because they see it as an avenue to defraud the Nigerian public of their hard-earned money.
You just made mention of the Nigerian real estate development bill. I was going to come there, but since you brought it to phone, let's talk about it. What are the pros and cons, the prospects, and also the challenges of this bill? Because some of your industry players are against the bill, while some are for the bill. What do you have to say concerning this?
Yes, the bill is actually to checkmate a lot of real estate companies that are coming in with fraudulent mindset just to collect money and defraud the public, and to put them in check, because many of them might not really set up measures to actually do these things which they say they want to do. Now, aside from that, many of them see it as a way to launder money and mismanage funds. So the bill would actually put all that in check, because by you go through the rigorous processes of setting up and passing through the rules and regulations, you would be in check. But then again, the bill does not cover the end users. There's nothing there that secures the interest of the end users, which are the homeowners, people that are going to afford those, that are going to buy into those properties. There's nothing in the bill for them. So it's almost as if the bill is just for government and for developers, not for the end users. Who are the priorities? Who should be considered in this bill, or they are not being considered? So, in as much as the bill is to checkmate real estate companies, but then they should go and revise the bill so that they will take into consideration the homeowners, the end users, who are the Nigerian populace, because they are the reasons why this is being done.